Cool kids. What's going on, cool kids? So, I did get a package from Amazon. Before I open it, I guess I should show you what it looked like. Now, this is from Wildspire Miniatures. And we've opened a few of their little packs, haven't we? They're very efficient on their packaging, I must say. Tiny little package, but there's 36 miniatures in this tiny little box. So, let's check it out. Now, Wildspire tends to have whimsical sculpts, I think. And oftentimes they have information about the miniatures that can be used for your board game of choice, usually Dungeons and Dragons, but it's kind of neutral, you know. You could probably convert this stuff to a lot of systems. Right now, my game group is playing 2nd edition, so let's look at this and see if we could potentially use it. Okay. The armor class automatically isn't going to work, is it? An armor class of 16. I'm gonna say, I don't know what that. Yeah, I'm in 2nd edition mode, so. Armor class 16 would be like having a armor class of 4, because I feel like 16 would be hard to hit. In a positive system, so that'd be like an armor class 4 in a 2nd edition game. Hit points should be roughly the same speed. Yeah, you'd have to convert that. It's probably 12. And you'd have to double check the conversions on this, but they seem pretty close anyway. But if you were playing 5th edition, they'd probably plug and play. Yep. Alright, so what's it say about these? Well, though common among the wealthy nobles, they are rarely seen outside the halls of palaces and grand temples with enchanted gold bands on the broom's handle and binding the straw. Its movement and animation is empowered. Alright, so, I don't know. Seems like whoever wrote that, English was not their primary language, but I get what they're trying to say, so it's not useless. The wood of the broom is dark and masterfully lacquered, and the gold is shiny and clean. These brooms never seem to dull in effectiveness or pristine materials. Alright, again, not a primary English speaker, but I do know what they're getting at. Interesting. Okay, anyway, so we can kind of get an idea what the miniatures look like by looking at the art here. So this is a nice ad. Now, keep in mind it did come all bent up like this, but there really was no way for it not to be, given that it had to fit in this box full of miniatures. So, yeah. Alright, let's move right along. Now, obviously, the star of the show I'll save for last. But let's see, 2 bags of miniatures and then 1 standalone big baddie. Almost would have been better, I think, to put the book in here, but oddly enough, the book doesn't actually fit the box. That's why they didn't do that. Okay. Interesting. Seems like that could have been done more efficiently, but the book is fluff. Who cares, right? Although one thing the book will tell us is what miniature we're looking at, right? So that will be one use for the book. Let's zoom out here. Look at Eva. Evie! Evie! Alright. So, the first thing we can do is we can realize that there's hero miniatures. So let's grab that bag first. This looks like the heroes. Alright. And we'll go ahead and check out the hero miniatures. And right off the bat, I think we got a winner. So, Bo, the hill filly. Let's see. Is that Bo, the hill filly? Wow, you even got a color palette. So, I will say this, as a painter, having a color palette is nice. Okay? When I go to paint these, if I say was having art, like writer's block for painters, we'll call it painter's block, I can quickly reference this artwork and say, oh, that's what that's supposed to look like. So that is cool. And it tells us everything we ever wanted to know about role-playing Bobbert, Hillphilly, the alchemist of infinite vision, a rock gnome. So you got a gnome wizard. Gnome wizard, guys. You can always use another gnome wizard, right? This guy could be an apothecary, you know, selling all the goodies. Yeah, to the party. It wouldn't work in my campaign because we're in Dark Sun, and in Dark Sun there are no gnomes. All the gnomes were killed by Gallard. Wait, Nibene. My bad. Hoi. Okay, moving right along. Next in the book, we've got Calfax, the Soul Walker. Now, Calfax, the Soul Walker looks kind of gimmicky, doesn't it? Kind of gimmicky. Let's see if we can locate Solifax. Solifax. Them's the facts. He's a dwarf. And again, you've got a color palette right here. And Calfax doesn't seem like a very dwarvy name, but you know what? Who knows? Alright. And apparently he's a necromancer, would be my guess. And he's a grave cleric, yeah. Necromantic cleric. Woo! So the dwarf, we have a problem already, actually. Scale. We have a scale problem. The gnome is demonstrably larger in scale than the dwarf. And that makes 0 sense. However, this could be a gnome. The supposed dwarf could be a gnome. Or the gnome could be a dwarf. Vice versa. I guess they could both be dwarves. I don't know if that works, though. But they can definitely both be gnomes. So, not a total loss here. Now, this is a base. We have a base without... It's a baseless. Oh, here we go. Found it. All right. So, we'll have to glue that in. Somebody missed that. So, we'll have to fix their boo-boo. Wildspire. Okay. Next up is a witch named Clarice. Clarice Bowdrain. The Witch Knight of Boolich. Boglich, sorry. Okay. Well, I don't know how I feel about witch knights. That is not her. This is her, maybe. No. So there's several witches. So if you want a coven of witches. Are you it? No. I need someone with a glaive. Who has a glaive? Glaive. Who has the glaive? I don't see anyone. Glaving. Maybe I'm going blind. Anyway, this is going on long enough. Anyway, somewhere here is a witch knight with a glaive, and I don't see her, and that's okay, because maybe she doesn't have a glaive. Maybe, Here is another witch with a rose staff, and there she is. Okay, so maybe that other one's in a different pack. Here we go. This is the miniature. Let's actually look at the miniature, get it to focus. There's quite a few details on this one, I gotta say. And it's not falling apart, so that's always a plus. Going to be hard to get in and paint that. And there's a kitty cat with a witch's hat on her arm. So lots of character, a lot of character. Tricky to paint, but that's okay too. Let's zoom back out. Oh, we are out. Okay. Next up, we got Mr. Hammer McGee, named Don Gravitz. Don Gravitz is a human war cleric. And sure, he has a maul. A big old pike maul weapon. I hope his strength's like 18, double watt, or something like that. Alright. Definitely going to do some damage with that weapon. Okay, here's one of the witches. This is the one I saw with the bomb. And this is Miligroth Guard Elsarak. She's a special agent. Looks like a witch ninja. A witch ninja. A ninja witch. There you go. A ninja witch with a bomb. Or a fireball. Alright, moving right along, we've got Gale Swiftfoot. It's a they, them. Oh, shit. Well, there you go, guys. They, them. Gale Swiftfoot. Well, Gale Swiftfoot, you can blow that right out your ass. But I get it. Pandering to... it's a halfling paladin. Here it is. And... I mean, it's certainly cute. If you're into that, animation style. Here I have another halfling paladin. Old-fashioned, we'll call it, style. And this is more chibi, obviously. I don't know which paladin you would take more seriously, but the chibi one is probably not my choice, I'll say. But that's just me. You might love the chibi one. All right, next up we have Ivan, Protector of Shron. And this looks like Ivan. Ivan is a Warforged. So there's a picture of Ivan. Moving right along. Here is Galafram Dwarf Corrine, wearing a mushroom on her head, which is cool. So a druid. Yeah, it even says spore druid. So you got a spore druid dwarf. That's actually probably useful. if you were wanting to play that particular druid, which kind of has necromancy powers, if I remember right. So you can actually turn the dead into sporelings or something, where the spores animate their dead corpses. Alright, moving right along. Well, that could be useful if you wanted to play a female dwarf. Spore cleric, druid. Alright, this is a Lightfoot halfling. Another chibi. Oathbreaker paladin. Doing some Oathbreaker stuff. Oversized sword and all. And here's the color pattern they've chosen. Alright, moving right along. This is Professor Dillant Frid, Emeritus of Shron. So another Shrani. Shrani. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I think this is our guy. And, you know, it's... looks like a creepy bad guy to me. Yeah. Could be a good creepy bad guy for you. Alright. This is Cena Vorentide. There we go. The Shadow Acolyte of the Bog Lich. And, boy, we love a good Bog Lich, I gotta tell you. It's a witch with a book. And this should be her. Alright. Yeah, and so, you know, a little bit chibi, but not too bad. Alright. Which means this is our witch knight, I think. Pretty sure. Remember the witch knight from the beginning? Page 1, page 2. There she is. We found her. Next up is something I'm not a fan of. Miniatures with one arm. I mean, not a fan. But he has one arm. He's a 4 elements monk named Strickland Herman. And he's a master of the infinite, and he only has one arm. And in the picture, he's shown having a right arm. But in the miniature, he's shown missing a right arm. So, figure that one out. Alright, and then finally, our last hero character. Well, actually, there should be two more. Yes. Tangle the Tabaxi. They call him Phyllis. Phyllis. He's an artificer. Yep. And there's your color pattern for him. And there's no goggles on this, but there's definitely goggles on that. But it's a fine Persian looking cat. Okay. And then finally, Tristan Fallow. Tristan Fallow's the one that's not glued to their base. They're an elite knight of the Milgroth Guard. Oh yeah, Milgroth Guards are the best guards. So anyway, what you got here is a really cool shield. And a pretty low detail, basic warrior doing a, you know, action pose. And the bases, let's look at the bases real quick here. The bases aren't bad, guys. Considering what you pay for this, you know, I got this whole set for like, I want to say it was $1 a mini. So it was probably under $1 a mini. But, you know, some of these minis aren't going to be particularly useful, but this one's not bad. This could be a really cool fighter that you run into. Next bag. Yep. Alright. Well, this video's taking a while, isn't it, guys? We're really getting in depth here, aren't we? Alright, and I saved the best for last. Alright. right, animated objects. So one of the appeals of this bag is you get spell effects. And so you get the heroes I showed you and spells. If your player character is playing a wizard, so Dust Devil, right? Here's Dust Devil right here. You got Dust Devil, you know. Paint it up. Let's go. Dust Devil. Very cool. All right. Anyway, we'll see what they call it. Animated object statistics. Here we go. They get some stat blocks. Depending on size. Okay. All right. Animated broom. Let's find it. And this is really where I was very interested in this set, because how many times have you said, you know what I need? An animated broom. Well, guess what, folks? You've got it right here. Now, you have seen Cinderella, or Beauty and the Beast, rather. And you know why I'm going to go with this. This broom is ready to do some work. Yeah, it's ready. All right, next up. The Archivist Assistant. The Archivist Assistant. Where are you at, Archivist Assistant? Oh, there they are. So it's a little golem. Little goblin looking golem. Animated, little creepy. He's doing some legwork, we'll say. All right. Next up, the animated cauldron. Well, if you wanted to animate a cauldron, this would be cool. So you're running a dungeon, and you have a cauldron mini sitting in the room. And then as soon as the players start messing with it, boop, you change out the minis. You go, look, you go like this. They think they see a cauldron, and then you, boop, you throw that down on them. You take that, boop, and it, yep, roll initiative. So you could even use this as a mimic as well. Yeah. All right. Next up, animated dagger swarm. Well, you know what I said it was, a dust devil. But it could be an animated dagger swarm. That's fine. All right. Next up, flask of combustion. All right, here are the flasks. And yeah, they walk, doot, 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 and boom, they go boom. All right, cool. Animated flask. Next up, we have the animated gargoyle. So, there you are. Animated gargoyle. Ooh, isn't that nifty? Oh yeah. And there's a little paint. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, animated kindling. Well, if you pair the animated kindling with the animated bombs here, flasks, you could end up with a very explosive combination. Woo! And then it doesn't look, oh my goodness, I'm on fire. That's pretty good. All right, next up, animated magical chests. Oh boy. There you go. Oh boy. Did the chest just walk away? Yeah, damn right it did. All right. Hollow rock. Yeah. Number 15, the hollow rock. Next up is a animated rug. Now, if you've watched Disney's Aladdin, you can see the utility of something like this. Oh boy. Yep. I can see some player character right now. Yep, using that mini. You could get real fancy with the paint job on it too, actually. Alright, animated sheet. It's a ghost. It's a ghost. It's a ghost. Well, it looks like a ghost, but it's actually a wizard's machination. Sneaky, sneaky. You're pulling out all this abjuration against aging and such, and it's just a dang baby golem, you know. That's pretty funny. All right, next up, Shield of Astral Touch. Where are you at, Shield of Astral? Oh, there it is. Ooh, this is the golden frame shield is too large and cumbersome for most to wield. I don't think it is. I feel like that's a normal size shield. Yeah. If not smallish, really. All right. Okay, anyway, moving right along. But its rare enchantment makes it a collector's item for powerful mages. The face of the shield is simple gold plate with arcane glyphs inscribed delicately along the metal plates. Once the spell takes hold, the gold face disappears into a liquid of starry black. Close inspection might show some astral beings swimming beyond. And it's an illithid. And it's gonna eat your brains. It's gonna eat ya. It's gonna get ya. We're gonna eat ya. Alright, Shield of Vision. The Shield of Vision. You know, it's funny that we have a Shield of Vision here and a Shield of Vision there. Check that out. Shield of Vision, we got a pair. Wow. So, the eyes light up, and the face warms and stretches out of the visage, and yeah, what it does, it extends your vision. It allows you to detect magic, detect good and evil, detect invisibility, and have dark vision. So, very nifty, very nifty. Oh yeah. All right, moving right along. We now have the animated stone golem. And this one is like a little baby stone golem, but you could use it for any number of earth elemental or other creatures. There are some mold lines on this one that are pretty apparent to me. There's gonna be some filing. Yeah, on the back is really bad. Yeah, but that's okay. You expect that sort of thing at this price point, you know? Alright, we gotta get moving faster. Alright, here we go. Animated turkey and an animated teddy bear. There you go. Turkey, gobble gobble. Teddy bear. There, we don't care. Alright, and then we got a dog construct, Ruff, like K9 from Doctor Who. You got a, fighting sword, flying sword, spiritual weapon. You got the hammer, spiritual hammer. And then finally you've got another construct. So that's cool. And then we got to get to the final mini, which I save for last, which is the Troll King and Queen. It's the same miniature, maybe. Oh, you don't get a mini for the Troll King. You get a mini for the Troll Queen, whose stats are as follows. Armor class 16. 1158 hit points. Wow, that's very nice. Yeah, wow. Okay. Well, there she is in all her glory, all her cartoony glory. Ready to pounce. Okay, guys. That's our minis, and that's what we got for, I think it was 35 bucks. So just under $1 a mini. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. And find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. If you can't find them, don't blame me. I tried to show them to you. What do you think of this set? Wildspire Games, did they hit a home run? Or, you know, have they gotten a little kooky again? Because some of their sets are pretty kooky. My opinion, not a fan of chibis. But I really like some of these sculpts. I especially like this one. And the witches. I like the witches, honestly. I don't care for the monk, but I can sculpt an arm on him, so I'm actually not that worried about it. I think this guy's a good villain. He looks like, yeah. And yeah, I really like the witches. Especially, where's the good witch? Oh, where's the, there we go. You know, you can use stuff like this. This is a useful mini. This is a useful mini. You know, gonna be a little hard to paint, but that's a useful mini. And all the spell effects, you know, there's gonna be some utility there. Anyway, guys, take care.